We've got 1 minute. I think it's time to change my glasses. Yeah, I know it's time. It's definitely time. And let's get ready. Let's get ready, Freddy. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get a little bit more of us. No, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to sit back so that we can get in. And hey, yo, hey, my name is Annette, and I am here from Word and Curve Podcast. I told you that every July and August, we take a look at where we are and what we're doing, and we re-image. We don't change our name, but we re-image. And so we have started with anonymous stories here at Word on the Curve. I first want to thank my producers, Frank and Christina Sasso. Hey guys, hey, looking forward to dining with you tomorrow night. Thanks for inviting me. And I'd like to reach out to every small business owner and tell you don't stop. I don't care who gets in your way, what gets in your way. Don't stop. Keep going. It's worth it. I promise you. Success is not built on instant things. It's things that happen over a period of time, right? And over that period of time is your consistency and your message. So stay at it. It's been 5 years for me, 5 plus years, actually. It's been more than 5 years. Hey, Josh Waring. Hey, thanks for turning me on to podcasting. I appreciate it and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. To those of you who are grieving, my deepest condolences. And so we've re-imaged Word on the Curve podcast in that every podcast is going to lead off with an anonymous story. I ask my readers through email, text, Facebook, Instagram to send me an anonymous story. And I promised that it would be confidential, and it will. And I also promised that we would read it live. They can't be long, but you can email us at word on the curve podcast 29 at gmail.com if you want to share your story. And so, to those who are grieving, I just want to tell you this: grieving is a process. Nobody gets to determine how, when, and why it happens for you. We're all standing in line, and the very thought of it is uncomfortable. But here's what I want you to know from my experience: I've suffered quite a few losses. 5 siblings, parents, friends, friend enemies, people I went to school with. Didn't remember until I saw them again in the obituaries. Suffered a lot of loss. What I want you to know is this: God and time. That's it. Nobody can walk you through it. Nobody can prepare you for it. Nobody can tell you how to do it. Stay close to people who love you and just don't give up. And when you think you're at that breaking point, as I have so many times before, remember this: look back and remember how far you've come. Because sometimes we forget that. Okay? The other thing I want to tell you, and I don't want you to forget, is that judgment is a mirror, it is not a window. You don't get it to look out at other people. Let's get it, y'all. I asked for anonymous stories and I have a few so far. Please keep sending them in and I will select them. Green tea, eat fruit, moisturize your feet, hands, and face, and mind your business. Otherwise, you are thirsty and ashy. All right, here goes. They wrote anonymously, and here's what they said. There are nights when I lay awake, arguing with myself. I replay every mistake ever missed, every missed opportunity, every time I said yes when I wanted to say no. And when I read this, I started identifying. And I know you will too, because we all have these moments. I don't care how perfect you pretend to be, we all have these moments where we're fighting with ourselves. I hear my own voice telling me I'm not enough, that I'm behind, that I should have done more or better by now. And the worst part, they say, is I'm exhausted because I'm fighting a war I started with myself. I'm tired of feeling like my own enemy. I just want to know, how do I stop swinging at myself and start finding some peace? And hey, y'all, whether you get in now or later, put in the comments suggestions for this person. I'm not telling you whether it's a man or a woman. I promised anonymity and I mean it. Hey, fam, welcome to Word on the Curb. Again, hey, Chris and Frank Sasso, my producers, where we talk about real life. That's right, real quick. Tonight's episode is called Know Your Battlefield. Don't go to war with yourself. And what does it mean to go to war with yourself? Does anybody understand that? I know I do. I've been at war with myself many times, so I get it, right? It's when your inner voice, sometimes your inner child, y'all better deal with that baby. If not, that baby's coming back to haunt you, the inner child. That's right. When your inner voice becomes your bigger enemy, when you second guess your worth, your purpose, your enoughness. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a word, but your enoughness, right? That cycle of I should have, why didn't I? They're better than me. Well, I don't know if I ever felt like anybody was better than me, but I'm certainly identifying with this anonymous letter in many instances, right? Your mind, what I learned, this is what I learned, right? Annette here at Word on Curve Podcast, your host. This is what I learned, that my mind is either going to be my shelter or my battlefield. And it was my choice. And I'm telling you, um, I knew when I was in the tug of war, but it was beating myself up, building myself up, beating myself up more than building myself up, right? That's why I am where I am now. With my inspiration, with my podcast, with my Black Women's Locker Room, with my Women Who Mean Business, right? I have multiple enterprises, but I'm telling you that it took time to get there. Over apologizing for things that weren't my fault, minimizing my accomplishments. Oh, it's no big deal. Absolutely, it is. I worked for it, and so did you. And don't give up on yourself. Remember that. So, you know, looking calm on the outside, but unraveling on the inside. I've been there. I've been there. 200. At 200. And for those of you, if you know, you know, at 200, I've been there, right? And I had to call the truth. And here's how I did it. I paused the negative self talk and I spoke to myself like someone I love. I do love me. And I had to learn to speak to me up here and in here like I love me, right? And I would ask, Would I say this to my sister, my daughter, my friend? What's wrong with me? Instead, I ask myself, what do I need right now? That's right. I learned to ask myself, what do I need right now? Because I was definitely in need. And I understood that many breaks heal, taking those 7 minute stillness, no scrolling, no responding, just being, you know. Today I showed up by doing what? Like, for example, today I showed up for myself by simply resting. I'm retired, so I can do that all the time. But there are times when I'm busy because I'm doing contract work in consulting with my business, Leverage You for You. I told you I had multiple enterprises. That's right. I retired. I didn't die. I'm working with me for me. So I had to pause that negative self talk and replace it with what do I need? I needed breaks. I needed those few minutes. I needed to tell myself I'm not perfect and I owe myself peace. And you should too, because you have to choose your battlefield. That's right. Choose your battlefield. Stop going to war with yourself. I'm not a project to be fixed. I remind myself that on a regular basis, and I hope you will too. I'm a masterpiece under construction. So I had to stop swinging at myself. That's right. I had to stop swinging at myself because I was letting all of that negative stuff inside into me, right? At the job, in social circles, everywhere. And there came a point on the job when I said, no more. Mm-mm. I'm not going to war with myself. I know my battlefield and I know who's on it. And that's how I learned how to deal with the things that were hurting me because they were absolutely hurting me. I don't want you to think it was a perfect moment. I don't want you to think it was perfect opportunity. There was good, bad, and ugly. There was suffering. There was winning. There was losing. But I had to learn to choose my battlefield. And it couldn't be in here and here. It was out there, and I had to know who was on that field, right? Call the truce. I paused. I practiced many breaks, and I tell myself, when was the last time you gave yourself grace instead of grief? I ask myself that even now. When I'm tied up, I'm jammed up, I'm going through things, my life is not perfect. It's so much better, but it's not perfect. I ask myself, when's the last time you gave yourself grace instead of grief? That's right. Mm, let's normalize self compassion. I did. And that's what brought me around. That's what brought me out. That's what raised me up. So I want to affirm that I am not my mistakes. I am my lessons. I am not my fear. I am my resilience. That's right. I am not my past. I am my power. And so many people want to hold us hostage to our past. What you knew about me then is not the same person I am now. I've evolved and I've elevated because that's what we're supposed to do when we're growing, right? I don't need to fight myself, and neither do you, to prove myself. I laid my weapons down, and peace looks a whole lot better on me. I see people and they say, "You look great." Girl, I'm feeling great. Sir, I'm feeling great. So I want to tell you, choose your battlefields, right? And know who's on that field. I want to thank the person who sent the anonymous letter. You will remain anonymous no matter what happens. Your email has been erased. For those of you who want to tell a story anonymously, a short story about anything, send it to me at wordonthecurb29@gmail.com. Wordonthecurb29@gmail.com. Our next week podcast is going to be about generational curses. And I can tell you that the beginning of it for them was it didn't happen to me, but it happened to so many others in my family. Y'all better get with it. We're coming back. We're coming back live. We're starting with anonymous stories and we're kicking it into the real, the raw, and the relatable. Join us next week here at Word on Curve Podcast. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon.